This morning I'm with John Searle, who's the Global Technical and Quality Director at Intertek and IFST Fellow. Good morning to you.
Morning.
John's just given us an excellent overview of technologies around testing and in particular laboratory testing of foods. So thanks for a great presentation today, John. For those that weren't able to join us today, could you give us a quick update in terms of why rapid testing is so important these days?
Rapid testing is important, certainly for the food manufacturer. They've got increased pressures these days to actually get their products out to market as quickly as possible. And therefore that also puts increased pressures on the laboratory because they need to send samples, not only to test the hygiene quality of their product, but also to test the nutritional information that they may put on their labels. And because they have a very short window of time in which they can get this information to their supplier, that it puts increased pressure on the laboratory to actually turn these results around as quickly as possible.
So lots of pressures, lots of need for laboratory testing these days. What do you see as the main challenges in terms of testing?
I mean, you pointed one out just then, is to get the results out as quickly as possible, but also to maintain the quality of those results. All laboratories, and Intertek's no exception, have to have accreditation for all the testing that they carry out. They've got to be good quality tests, good methods with good quality control. And that, coupled with the fact that the manufacturers are forever demanding rapid testing, puts a massive challenge on the laboratory. In addition, with the problems these days, the advertised problems of food fraud, food contamination, and further researches in these areas also puts extra pressure on the laboratory to come up with new techniques, with new technologies, to be able to detect these contaminants at the levels demanded by regulation.
Which leads me neatly on to my next question, really, which is what do you see as the main areas of development in terms of rapid testing and testing in general?
The main areas are going to be centred probably around food contamination and food authenticity. So you know, we're seeing more and more of genomic type testing being progressed, looking at a whole genome sequencing rather than and being able to look at unknowns rather than just known contaminants. Looking at possibly country of origin and maybe further developments in those areas, and also rapid testing as well, with the advent of things like MALDI-TOF technology, which allows the identification of pathogens in very quick time.
So all of these new technologies, there's quite a bright future, would you say, for those involved in testing?
It's certainly an exciting time, and it's certainly a challenging time as well. Trying to keep up at the forefront of technology, but also using that technology in a way that's going to be effective and usable for the manufacturer, certainly in verifying their risk management procedures, their TACCUP and HACCP procedures, and also looking at new contaminants and new ways in which criminals are able to fraudulently make food or attempt to make food looking like the more expensive foods. So, yeah.
You mentioned about manufacturers, and we had a Q&A session at the end. We were just talking about the move towards testing directly for the manufacturers to pick up. Where do you see the opportunities there?
There's already opportunities out there for manufacturers. There's always things like lateral flow technologies which allow them to verify in cleaning processes. They also have basic. They can also have basic nutritional testing on site as well. There could be great cooperation between the manufacturers and the laboratory when they're looking at things like environmental testing, and there might be technologies afoot where they can actually start looking at their swabs in real time, but being monitored by the laboratory maybe, you know, those sort of technologies. But But invariably, any technology that be taken up by the manufacturers still need to be verified and validated by a qualified person. And hopefully, that's where the strengths of the laboratories will be in the future.